So I want to shift your beliefs and your perspectives around quitting nursing, because this is what I wish somebody would have sat me down and told me when I was scared, confused, and feeling stuck in my nursing identity because I worked so hard to get there. Oh, if you're new here, my name is Mel. I'm a former registered nurse who was terrified of leaving nursing, but I found the confidence to quit nursing and create a life that I actually love from the inside out. So I'm on a mission to help as many nurses as I can who are now where I once was. So if you are that nurse, you feeling scared, stuck, burned out, but you know you need a way out, you're exactly who I'm here to help. So by the time you finish this video, you're going to walk away with confidence, knowing that quitting nursing does not mean that you failed. Okay. So the first thing I want to touch on is the fact that we as humans are always growing. We're always evolving. And this is no different. You are absolutely allowed to outgrow a career. You've been conditioned to retire in the profession, in the career that we go to college for. Otherwise, you think that you're wasting your degrees. But I'm here to tell you that that is absolutely not true. That's just a belief that's keeping you where you are. So I know you've been taught to stick it out. I know you've been taught to push through it, to push through the burnout, to try different things within nursing. But if you're a nurse who truly feels that you're meant for something outside of nursing, no matter how many nursing settings you hop from within nursing, no matter how many different units you switch to, no matter how many PTO days you take, you're still going to feel that in your heart that you're meant to leave until you answer that call. So it's really important that you allow yourself to acknowledge that you've outgrown nursing, that you feel misaligned with nursing. That is the foundation of you stepping into your new identity. I know we've been taught to retire in careers, to stay in careers until we're in our 60s, but not if it's at the expense of your health. Not if it's at the expense of your mental and your physical health. Just from reading comments of different videos I've done in the past, a lot of people feel guilty for calling out for work. They feel guilty for taking mental health days, and they don't think that their mental health is as important as their physical health. When you're constantly undergoing these stress cycles and you're constantly in fight and flight mode, when you're mentally overwhelmed, it's breaking your physical body down. So your mental health is just as important as your physical health. So you don't have to stay in nursing if you truly feel called to leave. And especially not if it's at the expense of your mental health, if it's at the expense of your peace of mind, or if it's at the expense of your truest desires. So the next perspective shift that I want to give you is that quitting nursing isn't failure, because nursing literally shaped you into the person that you are today. You have learned some amazing things from being a nurse. You picked up some great things, some great characteristics. You know, you're able to communicate effectively. You're able to connect with people on a deep level. You learn so much being a nurse. You learn so much about yourself. You learn so much about what you like, what you don't like. You can create your next chapter based on the things that you learned within nursing, based on the skills that you picked up in nursing. Use the things that you don't like and be like, okay, for my next chapter, then I know that I don't want to be in a fast-paced environment. I know that I don't want this, this, and this, but I know that I do want this, this, and this. So what I'm saying is that nursing acts as a stepping stone to help you really get clear on what it is that would truly fulfill you outside of nursing. So the truth that a lot of nurses never hear, and it keeps them stuck where they are, is that you don't need to throw away your entire nursing journey just to start a new path. But you can't be in limbo. You can't have one foot in and one foot out. That was me for years. Having one foot in nursing, one foot out into the new identity that I was stepping into. And when I tell you this limbo, it just adds to the overwhelm and the mental stress. So that's why I created a free masterclass for you. If you are in that stuck place right now and you need confirmation that it's time for you to leave nursing, either you stay where you are or you allow yourself to have this. You allow yourself to step into your new identity without guilt, without shame, without feeling like you've wasted anything. But in order to get to that version of yourself who feels free, who feels energized, who feels at peace, who wakes up excited to start her day, who wakes up excited to do the work that she does. You can't fully step into who you're truly meant to be if you're still clinging on to that old nurse identity. And I get it. A lot of fear comes with that decision of walking away from nursing, walking away from your nursing identity, because you work so hard to build that, to create that. But you can't allow that to continue to dictate your quality of life. You can't continue to settle just because you poured so much energy, time, and effort into becoming a nurse. You really have to give yourself permission to pivot into something else. It doesn't mean that you failed. And I know it's like a mind boggle, because while that identity has its perks, it also has the things that make you want to leave that identity. So while you're praised for being a nurse, and it's like this code, let me know if you know what I'm talking about. There's like this unspoken like pride that nurses have, which is great. I know, because I had that too when I was practicing as a nurse. And when you detach from that, like, it feels like you're detaching from your identity, and you won't know who you are outside of that. And that's real. You grieve that part of yourself. But once you go through the grieving process, eventually you get to acceptance. And that's when you're confidently claiming your new identity. You're feeling confident about the woman that you've grown into outside of nursing. So the next thing that I want you to know is that sometimes, like in this case, quitting is the very thing that frees you. That frees you mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. I know firsthand. It frees your mind, it frees your nervous system, and it catapults you into that next version of yourself that you have been craving. The free version, the paid version, the peaceful version, the version of you who actually loves her life, who feels great about her life, who feels good within her body and within her mind, whose mind feels settled and at peace, whose body feels good and is free of pain. The version of you who lives life on her own terms and gives herself permission to choose differently for herself, to stop settling. So don't keep letting these invisible rules that society has placed upon you keep you stuck, keep you imprisoned in your own life, in your own world. You deserve to rewrite your story. And that's when it starts getting juicy. When you take the pen and you X out all the boxes that people have placed you in, and you really come into who you're truly meant to be, you start rewriting your story, you start creating the life that you want to live. That journey is so fulfilling, so necessary, so freeing, self-liberating. You became a nurse, which is a different kind of hard. So yes, you can do this. But I get it, because I used to question if I could actually do this too. And even though I felt in my heart that I wouldn't be retiring as a nurse, it was still terrifying. I still questioned it when I finally admitted to myself that I wanted to walk away from nursing. I wanted to quit nursing. But I did it. I found the confidence to quit. I found the confidence to own my decision, to stand 10 toes down in my decision, and to really create a life that I love on my own terms. I was able to quit nursing confidently and come out on the other side. I was able to heal pain that I was carrying in my body from nursing. I was able to heal and rewire my mind and my nervous system. I was able to heal from trauma that I picked up from being a nurse. I stepped into my purpose. I healed from the burnout. I learned how to regulate my nervous system. I learned how to own my decision with confidence and how to process all of the emotions that come up when you leave nursing and you decide to transition into something else. And I've been able to earn money in ways that don't require me to sacrifice my mental and physical health for it. I even made more money from one online sale than I did working an entire 12-hour exhausted nursing shift. I didn't have to clock in for it. I didn't have to hold my urine for it. I didn't have to work myself to the bone for it. And that's when my mind just was like, so you mean to tell me I've been bamboozled? And a lot of us have. You really don't have to sacrifice yourself to get paid well. And if I'm being honest, a lot of nursing jobs don't even pay that well. I know they didn't when I was nursing, at least. But now that I know better, once you see something, you can't unsee it. My mission and my purpose is to help every nurse who feels like she needs out, who feels stuck. Because I want you to understand and believe, like truly believe, that this is possible for you too. That you're worthy of that journey of quitting something that no longer serves you, that you feel misaligned with, and just realizing that that's okay. Life goes on. Life always goes on. After you finally choose, you finally decide, you finally confidently own your decision, life gets so much better because it's this weight that's lifted off of your shoulders. I know you're in the thick of it. I know it's been heavy. I see you and I understand that. I do. I've been there. But the moment you really decide for yourself that you're going to choose something different, you're going to choose a different life, a different lifestyle, one that aligns with your values and the woman you want to become, things get a lot easier. Things get a lot more interesting. They get a lot more fun. If you are in that stuck place right now and you need confirmation, you don't have to keep second guessing your decision, because once you sign up for my free "Should I Stay or Should I Go" masterclass, you'll gain that clarity within 35 minutes about whether it's time for you to really leave nursing. So in my masterclass, you're going to learn how to use your intuition when it comes to this decision. Because at the end of the day, you have to make this decision for yourself. So I'm going to guide you through that process, and the link for that is in my description below. And then once you're really ready to leave nursing, I invite you into my signature program that I created, which is called the Confidence to Quit Nursing Signature Program. It took me 4 years to confidently own my decision to quit nursing, to heal through all the emotions that came up, and to feel okay with speaking about that. So I took that process that took me 4 years and I put it into a framework. So it'll only take you 4 weeks to go through my entire process, to get from that nurse who's feeling stuck where she is, who's feeling afraid, to you overcoming that fear and confidently owning your decision to quit nursing, releasing the emotions that come up when you leave nursing and you step into a new chapter. So when you join my signature program, you'll walk away knowing exactly how to confidently quit nursing and the steps to take to really start creating a life that you love outside of nursing. And you'll also get personalized support from me inside of our private Telegram community. So I opened up 4 spots this month. So if you feel like this is for you, it is. Don't try to convince yourself that it's not. You feel it, and that's what you follow. The link for that is in the description too. I'll see you inside. Quitting nursing does not mean that you failed. It means that you are finally ready to break free, to step into that new version of yourself. And we gonna walk to that version of you together. I got you.